Some numbers are just there. You see them every day and don't think twice. But then there are others, the ones with a secret. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a number you've probably walked right past a million times, 198. It looks totally normal, right? But trust me, it's hiding this incredible double life. So let's start digging.
So what's the deal with 198? Is it really just some random point on the number line, stuck between 197 and 199? Or is there something more going on here? Well, we're about to find out. Let's start cracking its code piece by piece, beginning with its secret identity.
All right, first things first. We got to understand its mathematical identity. Think of it like this. 198 is basically a secret agent. And like any good agent, it's part of this super exclusive, highly logical organization. And that organization? It's a sequence called the Pell-Lucas numbers. It's a pretty special family of numbers where every single member is directly related to the two that came right before it. It's almost like a family tree, but for numbers. And the rule for getting into this family? It's surprisingly simple. It's like a secret recipe. All you do is take the last number in the line, double it, and then add the number that came right before that one. That's it. That's the entire secret formula. Okay, so every good recipe needs starting ingredients, right? For the Pell-Lucas sequence, our ingredients are simple. 2 number 2s. This is where it all begins.
All right, let's follow the recipe. We take the last number, which is a 2, and double it. That gives us 4. Then we add the number before it, which is another 2. And boom, we get 6. The sequence is officially underway.
Now, we just do it again. Double the 6, you get 12. Add the number before it, the 2, and that gives us 14. See? The pattern is starting to take shape.
Let's keep it rolling. Double the 14, that's 28. Add the 6, and we get 34. Okay, we're definitely picking up steam now.
We're getting so close. Double the 34 is 68, add the 14, and that brings us to 82. We are just one step away from our target. And here it is, the moment of truth. Let's double 82, that gets us to 164. Now add the 34, and we land squarely on 198. There it is. So that's secret identity number 1. 198 is officially a Pell-Lucas number. Pretty cool, huh? Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. Because just when you think you've got this number all figured out, there's a plot twist. I mean, the math is solid, it's clean, it's true, but it is not the whole story. Actually, that whole Pell-Lucas thing, that's really only half the story. The other half takes us out of this neat, tidy world of logic and drops us right into the messy, fascinating world of human belief, history, and meaning. So this right here, this is the double life of 198 we've been talking about. On one hand, you've got a number born from a cold, hard, logical formula. But on the other hand, it's this powerful symbol, a vessel for faith, for spiritual guidance, for culture. This is where the world of math collides with the world of meaning. So let's switch gears and investigate this other side. We're about to go on a tour of 198's many other identities, and this tour is going to take us everywhere from ancient texts to modern codes. Think of this as our dossier on 198. We've got 3 totally different contexts. In biblical Greek, it's all about digging for the truth. In the Quran, it's a guidepost on a sacred pilgrimage. And in numerology, it's seen as a little wink from the universe. I mean, how wild is that? 3 completely separate worlds, all connected by this one number. Okay, let's zoom in on that biblical connection. In the original Greek manuscripts, the word indexed as number 198 is akribo. And this word doesn't just mean to look or to see, oh no. It means to inquire accurately, to investigate with real diligence and precision. So here, 198 is tied to this powerful idea of a righteous, careful search for truth. Then we have its role in Islam. Verse 219 of the Quran acts as a kind of spiritual guidepost. It gives instructions to pilgrims during the Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage, telling them to remember God and seek his blessings at a very specific, crucial point in their journey. So in this context, 198 isn't just some abstract idea. It's direct, actionable guidance. And believe it or not, the list keeps going. In numerology, seeing 198 is considered an angel number, like a little cosmic wink signaling a new beginning. It's also got another cool math trick up its sleeve. It's the smallest number you can make by adding 4 square numbers together in 10 different ways. And then for something completely different,
If you're in India and have a problem with your geophone service, what number do you call? Yep, you dial 198. From cosmic winks to customer service, this number gets around.
So, where does all this leave us? We've explored these two, completely parallel worlds, right? On one side, you have the cold, hard logic of mathematical proof. And on the other, the deeply human world of interpretation and belief. It's time to bring them together. And really, this is the main takeaway. This is the final equation, if you will. A single number, 198, can be two things at once. It's a product of a fixed logical rule, and it's a vessel for profound, powerful, and totally varied human meaning. It kind of proves that logic and belief aren't always in separate universes. Sometimes they share the exact same address. Which leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending thought. If one single, seemingly ordinary number like 198 is holding on to this many stories, this rich, complex, double life, well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other secrets are hiding out there in plain sight? In the numbers, the symbols, the objects we see every day. What else have we been missing?
Ever think about the secret lives of numbers? Let's uncover two of them. We see numbers as just values, right? But some of them tell these amazing stories.
So today, we're meeting two that are right next to each other, 198 and 199.
First up is 198. It looks ordinary, but its identity is all about its neighbors.
See, in the math world, 198 is part of a special family called Pell-Lucas numbers.
It's built using a really clear process. It's always part of a bigger chain.
And this whole idea of process and inquiry, it actually shows up in its symbolism too.
Yeah, from religion to spirituality, 198 is all about carefully following a path.
Okay, now for its neighbor, 1999. And its story? Totally different. This one stands alone.
You can't divide it. It's completely unattached.
And why is that? Well, because 199 is a prime number.
And as independence, you really see it reflected in its powerful symbolic meanings.
So it's all about conclusions, decisive actions, and, powerful new beginnings.
So what happens when you put these two side by side? You get this amazing contrast.
One is defined by its connections, and the other by its total independence.
It's basically a tale of two numbers. You've got the process versus the arrival.
So they're way more than just numbers. They represent two basic ways we experience life.
Because at the end of the day, we use numbers to tell our stories, to make sense of everything.
Think of it this way. 198 is the journey, and 199 is the moment you finally arrive.
It really makes you wonder, right? What stories are the numbers in your life telling?
Hey there, ever stop to think about numbers? Not just for math, but the secret stories they tell? That's what we're going to do today. And we're starting with a number that honestly seems pretty unremarkable on the surface.
I mean, seriously, out of all the infinite numbers in the universe, why 198? It's not a famous prime number, it's not a perfect square or anything you'd remember from school. It just sort of exists. Or does it? Let's find out.
Just look at it. 198. Seems simple enough, right? But as we're about to discover, this number is a member of a pretty exclusive club, a mathematical family with its own unique set of rules.
See, it turns out 198 isn't random at all. It's what's known as a Pell-Lucas number. And that title? Well, that gives it a very specific and actually pretty fascinating mathematical identity.
Okay, so what on earth is a Pell-Lucas number? It sounds complicated, but don't worry, it's not. All it means is that it's part of a special sequence where each new number is made from the two that came right before it. You can think of it like a kind of mathematical recipe.
And here's that recipe. It's actually super straightforward. To get the next number, you just take the previous one, double it, and then add the one that came before that. That's it. Simple, kind of elegant, and it produces this really cool pattern. And check this out. You can see exactly where our number fits in perfectly. The sequence starts with 2 and another 2. You follow our little rule, you get 6, then 14, 34, 82, and bam, there it is, 198. And you might notice they're all even. It's a clean, logical, mathematical world. But that's only half the story.
Because the second we step outside the world of pure math, 198 takes on a whole new life. I mean, for centuries, humans have assigned their own meanings to numbers, and 198 is definitely no exception.
And this is where it gets really wild.
The exact same sequence of digits can mean diligence in ancient Greek biblical texts, a call to seek blessings during a sacred pilgrimage, a cosmic wink for some people, and then, just a regular customer service number. The variety is just staggering.
Take this verse from the Quran, for example. It links the number 19:8 directly to a specific moment in the Hajj pilgrimage, giving it profound spiritual significance for millions. This isn't math. This is meaning that we create.
So, 198 has this dual identity, one mathematical, one cultural. But what happens if we just move one step over? What about its neighbor, 199? As it turns out, that single digit changes everything.
And the mathematical contrast is just stark. 198 is an even, composite Pell-Lucas number. But 199? Nope. It's an odd, indivisible prime number. You can only divide it by 1 and itself. They couldn't be more different. So, what about their symbolic lives?
You guessed it, just like its mathematical identity, 199's cultural identity is completely its own. It can represent good fortune in China, a call for forgiveness in another verse of the Quran, or a signal of major life transitions in numerology.
Let's take that numerology idea. You can see exactly how this meaning is created. You just reduce the number by adding its digits until you get a single 1. So for 199, you get 1 plus 9 plus 9. That's 19. Not there yet. So 1 plus 9 is 10, still not a single digit. 1 plus 0 equals 1. And the number 1 in this system symbolizes new beginnings and leadership, a secret, fresh start.
So we have these two numbers, side by side, yet living in completely different worlds. What's the big takeaway here? What does all of this tell us about ourselves?
It's almost like numbers live in two parallel universes. There's the objective world of math, where properties are universal and discovered through pure logic. It's the same everywhere. And then there's the subjective world of symbolism, where meanings are cultural and assigned by us to create stories and make sense of things.
And that is the heart of it all. This whole exploration, it isn't really about 198 or 199. It's about us. It's about our fundamental, deeply human drive to look at the universe, even something as abstract as a number, and find patterns, find significance, and tell stories.
I love this idea. We use numbers as a canvas. On one side, we paint the clean, logical structures of mathematics, and on the other, we paint these rich, colorful, sometimes messy tapestries of our cultures, our beliefs, and our hopes.
So the next time you see a seemingly random number, a street address, a birthday, a license plate, maybe take a second look, because behind those simple digits might be a hidden world of logic and a very human story. The real question is, what meaning do the numbers in your life hold?